Hello. Okay, na? Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to ACE Online. And today we are going to have a discussion about the Indian political system. So the questions which are going to expect in our examination, right? And today it is the first video, so I want to cover the questions, which are basics in nature, and I am going to cover certain areas. In the next video, I am going to cover all the topics and from each and every chapter. So this is the first video, so I am going to cover a few questions from different chapters, right? Okay. Right, today everybody knows that this man won the election. The term popular vote in USA related to, the term popular vote in USA related to A vote for candidate or issue made by the qualified votes, a vote made by the elected representatives, a majority in the Senate, a majority House of Representatives. So whenever you talk about the USA elections and there is a term called popular vote. So what do you mean by popular vote? That term you cannot hear in a Indian political system. So what do you mean by popular vote? The term popular vote in US related to. So what is the answer? Okay, vote for candidate issue made by the qualified voters. Vote for candidate in the sense, usually in our India what happened, tell me, if any candidate is contesting for MP, there is a candidate A, candidate B, candidate C and candidate D. Usually what happen, everybody will vote for some candidate. You can choose A, somebody can choose B, somebody can choose C, somebody can D. For example, there are 100 votes polled. Out of 100 votes, if any candidate got the majority, he will be declared as a MP, or he will be declared as a MLA, or he will be declared as a Sarpanch. But in USA what happened? The president is elected not by votes. The president is elected not by votes, elected by electoral college. So in USA, if for example 50 states are there, each state is having certain seats. For example, Texas 40, Arizona 11, Nevada for example, like these seats are there. So for example, totally here, just I'm giving an example only. Suppose in USA, total 500 seats are there. Like we have Lok Sabha, their House of Representative of People. Like we have Raj Sabha and they have a Senate. Like today we have Lok Sabha. In Lok Sabha, whichever political party secure the majority, that party will form the government. So there also there is House of Representative. In House of Representative, and whichever candidate, whichever party secure the majority, and he will be declared as a president. That means people will vote for president directly. So one person will vote for Kamala Harris, one person will vote for Donald President. So throughout the country, people vote for party candidate and people vote for president also. I am going to vote for president candidate and also I am going to vote for the party candidate also. So like that, whichever the political party there got the majority in the House of Representative people, that person is going to become the president. So popular vote in the sense, the vote made by people directly to the presidential candidate, okay, not representative. In India, we are going to not for vote for Modi. Yes, no, we didn't vote for Modi. We vote for MPs, and all the MPs together they elected one of the person as the Prime Minister. Everybody knows that. Which are the following not borrowed from USA? So US in the news, there is a chance to ask the question. Okay. So this question is about the USA Constitution. Which are the following features borrowed from, not borrowed from USA? So impeachment of President and Vice President, removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges, Preamble, equal protection of law. Out of 4 options, which of the following is not borrowed from USA? So Venkat, D. Are you sure? It is a simple question, man, very simple question. The borrowing features of Constitution. So impeachment of President but not the Vice President. Impeachment of President but not the Vice President. So impeachment is a term usually we can use for the President only. So removal of Supreme Court, High Court judges, yes, right. Preamble, yes, right. And equal protection of law is also right. So these are the features which are borrowed from USA Constitution. USA Constitution start with a single page called Preamble, and we are the people of USA. Like that we also did same thing here. Okay, let us check and remember the features, borrowed features of Indian Constitution. Most of the features borrowed from Government of India Act 1935. Federal scheme, Office of Governor, Judiciary, Public Service Commission, emergency provisions. These provisions we borrowed from 1935 Act. Of course, Government of India Act 1935 is the largest source for our Indian Constitution. And we borrowed from Britain the parliamentary form of government, the rule of law, the legislative procedure, the single citizenship, cabinet system, writs and privileges, all we borrowed from UK. And USA, now we are talking about the USA. The fundamental rights, the independence of judiciary, judicial review, impeachment of president, removal of Supreme Court, High Court judges, preamble and equal protection of law also. And Australia, concurrent list, freedom of trade, commerce and joint sitting of parliament. And France, in preamble, we have the most important three letters: liberty, equality, fraternity, right? That we borrowed from France. Russia, the fundamental duties, the idea of justice also. From Ireland, Diet to Principal State Policy, nomination of members to Rajya Sabha and method of election to President. And Canada, freedom with a strong federation with a strong center. South Africa, procedure of amendment of Constitution. And Japan, procedure established by law. Germany, suspension of fundamental rights. So this question can be repeated in any examination. So try to remember all these things. Next, recognition of political parties mentioned in recognition of political parties. You know that there are two types of political parties are there, three types of political parties are there. One is called national parties, second one is called state parties, or we can say regional parties, state parties, regional parties, and third one is called registered parties, simply registered or unrecognized party. Three types of parties are there. In India, anyone can establish their political party. You and me also can establish their own political party. But if you start a political party, you have to register with Election Commission. So Election Commission classifies these political parties into like this. But my question is, by which act, through which act the Election Commission classify parties, Election Commission recognize parties? Is it under Article 321? Is it mentioned in the Constitution? Or Election Rules Act 1961? Or Representation of People Act 1951, or Political Parties Act 1951. Yes, what is the answer? Okay, right, the answer is C. Representation of People Act 1951. Of course, today whatever we are talking about the political parties, the election system, the qualifications and disqualifications of member of parliament, MLAs, and most of the things are discussed in the People Represented Act 1951. So this is the most important act. Is it clear? Okay, so Election Commission recognized three types of political parties. And if you talk about today, how many national parties are there? BJP is a national party, BSP is a national party, CPIM national party, AAP national party, and National People's Party is a national party. These are the national parties. Earlier, Trinamool Congress and NCP, CPI, these parties are also national parties. But they did not fulfill the conditions of the national party. That's why the Election Commission removed. The latest party which got a national party status is called Aam Aadmi Party. Next, which of the following is not passed, then government should resign? Which of the following is not passed, government should resign? Here from this question, in this question, you can expect multiple answers also, multiple answers. The question is, which among the following is not passed, the government should resign? Censure motion, most of thanks to President, confidence motion, no confidence motion. Oh, did I? Oh, INC, okay, INC not mentioned, I am sorry, INC not mentioned. Okay, now you tell me, which of the following is not passed, the government should resign? Usually these motions introduced in the Lok Sabha. If that motion is not passed, immediately the government has to resign. Which one? Which one is not passed? What is the answer? Only D. Only D. Okay, let me explain first, you will get the answer. Now first one, censure motion. Censure motion also against government. So censure motion is introduced by usually opposition parties whenever they are expecting a response from the government. Some issue is going on, whatever the issue is going on, Corona issue, GST issue or international issue, some issue is going on in the country. Now opposition parties are expecting a response, an answer from government. So whenever this motion is passed, the government will give the response, the government will discuss about the issue, that's it. No need to resign the government. Okay. Whether it is passed, not passed, not the matter. Most of thanks to President. You know, everybody knows that Parliament. So during Parliament session, usually budget session, the President of India will address the Parliament. You know that? Every year, the first session is budget session. So before starting a budget session, our President of India will come to Parliament, he will address the Parliament, he will give the speech in the Parliament. Once President of India left the Parliament, next day, and they will say, they want to say thanks to President, because the President is head of the country, head of the state, and he addresses the Parliament. That's why the Lok Sabha and the Parliament will say thanks to President of India. So for example, the speaker says that how many say yes for the President of India thanks motion, right? So the House will say thanks to President of India. If the motion of thanks to President is not passed, the government should resign. Why, sir? Suppose I am the MP, I did not like the President's speech, definitely I am not going to vote for thanks. If the motion of thanks to President of India is not passed, why government should resign? Because in his speech, what are the speech given by President of India in the Parliament, he talks about the government policy. It is not the personal speech of President of India. It is a speech that contains the government policy. The President in his speech is going to mention about the government and government policies. That's it. If some of the MPs did not like the President's speech, that means that they did not like the government. They are not supporting government. If the motion of thanks to President is not passed, it does not mean that they don't like the President. No, they don't like the government policy. They don't like government at all. That means they are against government. So government must be resigned. So whenever motion of thanks to President is not passed, government should resign. Clear? Okay. So there is no problem with censure motion, but there is a problem. Next, conference motion. Usually conference motion introduced by ruling party. So ruling party Prime Minister will introduce the conference motion. When, sir? Suppose today the BJP is having 240 seats. Actually the majority we need is 273. So BJP is not having majority. The BJP got support from other political parties. Through other political parties only the BJP formed the government. Now recently some of the political parties withdraw support from Modi, for example, withdraw support for Modi ji. Now some of the political parties question Modi ji, hey Modi ji, in Lok Sabha your party is not having majority, you must be resigned. Hey Modi ji, and you don't have the majority in the Lok Sabha, you must be resigned. The Modi will say that no, I have the full majority, I'll prove myself. Okay. When the ruling party, when the government want to prove the majority in the Lok Sabha, and that political party, that ruling party, that Prime Minister will introduce a motion called confidence motion. So for example, confidence motion is there. Confidence motion is in the sense, if you are supporting the motion, you are supporting the government. You are not supporting the motion, you are against the government. Suppose for example, for supporting this motion, there are 280 votes. Against this motion, for example, how much remaining is there? 220, okay. Like that 240 is there, for example. 240 against 280 support. That means the Modi is having the majority, Modi no need to resign. For example, in the motion of confidence, for support 240 votes only, for against 280 votes. for against 280 votes. That means the motion is not passed. That means the BJP is not having majority. They are having only 240 support, opposition parties are having 280. So most of confidence is introduced by ruling party to prove their majority in the Lok Sabha. If it is not passed, that means most of the MPs are not supporting BJP. Most of the MPs are against BJP. So BJP is not having majority. Immediately Modi ji has to resign. So if the confidence motion is not passed, the government has to resign. Next, no confidence motion. No confidence motion is introduced by ruling party. No confidence motion is introduced by ruling party. No confidence motion is introduced by ruling party, and if it is not passed, the government only to resign. If it is passed only, the government should resign. Next, a special tribal minister for which of the following states? In the constitution, for some states there should be a special minister for tribal. Yes, in the constitution was mentioned. Now for which state? A. Madhya Pradesh, B. Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Multiple answers. All of these, none of this, like that. Multiple answers. What is the answer? Only Jharkhand. CC. Okay. The answer is all of these. All the states are having tribal ministers. As per Indian constitution, these states will have a special minister for tribal. All the options. Next, which of these following not a feature of parliamentary form of government? You know that there is a parliamentary form of government, there is a presidential form of government. 4 options given. Which feature is not part of the parliamentary form of government? A responsible government, dual head, unstable government, no authority to dissolve the legislature. So which of the following feature is not a parliamentary form of government feature? Unstable, dual head, 3, unstable. So the question is very simple, which of the following is not a part of parliamentary form of government? I will explain. So responsible government, yes, it is a responsible government because ministers, prime ministers are from the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and they will come to Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, they will give the speech, they are answerable. And the dual head, yes, dual head is there because in parliamentary form of government, nominal head will be there and real head will be there. In India, nominal head is President of India and real head is the Prime Minister of India. Yes, this is also right answer. Unstable government, yes, unstable government. Why unstable government? Tell me. Suppose if you talk the President of India, now President of USA, President Donald Trump is there. Today is elected. He will be there for 4 years compulsory. He will be there for as President of America for 4 years compulsory. But in India, the Prime Minister can change at any point of time. Even government also can change at any point of time. Today BJP is having majority, they formed government. Suppose in course of time, other political parties withdraw support from BJP, the BJP has to resign. New government will come. There is no stability. As long as political party is having majority in the Lok Sabha, they can enjoy the power. So this is also right. So this is not there. No authority to dissolve the legislature. No. In parliamentary form of government, the President of India can dissolve the Lok Sabha. The President of India can dissolve the Lok Sabha on the advice given by Prime Minister. In India today, if the Modi advise the President of India, hey my dear President of India, please dissolve the Lok Sabha, and she will dissolve the Lok Sabha. So I am not saying practically, I am saying theoretically. Theoretically, the President of India can dissolve the Lok Sabha on the advice given by Prime Minister. So it is there in the parliamentary form of government. But the option is saying that it is not there. But in USA, the President cannot dissolve the Lok Sabha in USA. So it is a presidential form of government feature, not a parliamentary form of government feature. That's it. Next, who will prorogue the Parliament session? Who will prorogue the Parliament session? Who will prorogue the Parliament session? Okay, I told you that this is the first session I am going to frame few questions which are basics in nature, and wait for next polity session where I am going to frame more number of questions. I am going to cover all the each and every chapter. So this is the first video. I am going to ask a few questions and from few chapters, don't mind. Okay, who will prorogue the Parliament session? A very simple question. A speaker, B president, C vice president, D prime minister. The answer is very simple, president. Come to Parliament session, how many words are there? Summon is there, one more word is the prorogue is there, one more word is dissolve is there, and one more word is adjournment, one more word is adjournment sine die. So these are the words related to Parliament, everybody knows that. Summon means initiating the or starting the Parliament session. Who will summon the Parliament session? The President of India summon the Parliament session. Prorogue means postponement of the present Parliament session. Postponement of Parliament session is called prorogue. This is also done by President. Dissolving of Lok Sabha done by President. Adjournment. The Speaker says that the House is adjourned. Now when the Parliament session is going on, the Speaker says that the House is adjourned for tomorrow, the House is adjourned for lunch break, the House is adjourned for 6 p.m. like that. So postponement of sitting of Parliament, and that is called adjournment. This adjournment done by Speaker for a definite period. Adjournment sine die in the sense, this is also done by Speaker. Adjournment sine die means when the Speaker, at the end of the session, at the end of the Parliament session, suppose today last hour of Parliament session, the Speaker will say that adjournment sine die. That means we are postponing the Parliament sitting for a definite period. That means again when we are going to meet, we don't know. So when there is a definite time is there, suppose again we are going to meet tomorrow, then Speaker says that adjournment for tomorrow, like that. So these are the words used for the usually Parliament session. Now can anyone tell me how many minimum Parliament session, how many maximum Parliament session in a year? How many minimum Parliament session, how many maximum Parliament session? Definitely will inform. No. Maximum 3, minimum 2. Minimum 2 sessions. No. Actually, in the rules, in the procedure, these are not mentioned actually. These are not at all mentioned. How many minimum, not mentioned. So come to maximum, no, not mentioned. But usually we have 3 sessions. But nowhere mentioned. Usually we have 3 sessions: budget session, winter session, monsoon session. But we can have 4 sessions, we can have 5 sessions, we can have 6 sessions. It is not a matter. We can have special sessions also. Last time for women reservation bill, the government connected a special session. So no maximum at all. And come to minimum also, not mentioned. But we can come to conclusion that there will be 2. How, sir? Because a gap between one session and second session not more than 6 months. Suppose budget session was happened in January, the next session should be in the June only, because the gap between 2 sessions should not be more than 6 months. So based on that conclusion, and we can come to conclusion that there will be minimum 2 sessions. But by dear friends, in rules and procedure, all these things, there is no special mention about how many maximum, how many minimum. Come to maximum, no special mention about the number of maximum sessions. We can conduct as per our wish. Come to minimum, it is not mentioned, but based on the 6 months gap, we can come to conclusion that there will be minimum 2 sessions. Clear? Okay. Next, which article deals with electoral roles? Electoral roles in the sense we are talking about voter ID. That means every citizen has the right to enroll in the electoral roll. Every citizen has right to get the voter ID. No one should be excluded from the voter ID based on caste, religion, sex, no discrimination. Every citizen who attained the age of 18 will be enrolled in the election. So which article deals with that? Article 352, Article 325, Article 325, Article 350, Article 345, Article 326. Siri, for every year we are conducting session, budget session and monsoon session, winter session. We decide that 3 sessions, but we can conduct 4 sessions, 5 sessions also. And I said 6 months gap is maximum. For every 4 months we are conducting parliament session, that is okay, but the gap should not be more than 6 months. That is what I said. Okay. So the specific article which is talking about the electoral rules is Article 325. Article 325. Clear? Next, Chairman of National Commission for Women appointed by. Who appoints National Commission for Chairman? Who appoints? Yes, Siri. So, President, Chief Justice of India, Prime Minister, Central Government. Chairman of National Commission for Women appointed by. Who appoints National Commission for Women? President, Chief Justice of India, Prime Minister, Central Government. Yeah, I know that. Everyone will fall into the trap. Don't think that everybody will be appointed by President of India. No. Usually SC Commission, ST Commission, okay, those kind of bodies, Finance Commission, Election Commission and UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, like these commissions are appointed by President of India. But the Commission for National Women is not appointed by President of India, appointed by Central Government. That's why having clarity is very important, and try to read all the commissions who appoint there. So there is a possibility of question about the constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies, statutory bodies. So when you talk about the constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies, statutory bodies, first you have to keep in the mind that what kind of body it is, whether constitutional, whether statutory, whether non-constitutional. Second question, keep in your mind that who appoint the chairman. For example, National Human Rights Commission chairman appointed by, Finance Commission chairman appointed by, UPSC appointed by, State Public Service Commission appointed by. These are the repetitive and common questions related to constitutional and non-constitutional bodies. Okay, right. So by central government. Next, who appoints State's Finance Commission? We know about the Central Finance Commission. Central Finance Commission recently appointed by President of India. I am talking about the State Finance Commission. You can guess very easily. The State Finance Commission appointed by A. Governor, B. State Government, C. President, D. Comptroller Auditor General. Yeah, the very simple answer, that is called Governor. Very simple. Now, can anyone tell me recently the government appointed, the President of India appointed latest Finance Commission. Who was the chairman? Who is the chairman of the latest Finance Commission? Can anyone tell me? So please comment the chairman and members of latest Finance Commission, and how many Finance Commission, and what is the period? Please comment. Next, which of the following committee not appointed under local self-government? Here 4 commissions were given, and out of these commissions, some of the commissions are not related to local self-government. Here there is a multiple options. Yeah, 16th Aravind Panagaria, 2026 to 31. Excellent, Venkat. Yes, excellent, Sushmita. Aravind Panagaria. You can definitely expect a question on this Finance Commission called 16th Finance Commission, Aravind Panagaria, and the recommendations will be from 2026 to 31. Yeah, right. Okay, now can you answer this question? Which of the following committee not related to local self-government? Which of the following committee? Okay, Kothari Commission, no. Kothari Commission, no. Because Kothari Commission related to education. Kothari Commission related to education. Sarkar Commission also no, because it is related to Central State Commission, Central State Relations. Sarkar Commission, Central State Relations. Gadgil Commission, yes. For best practices it was appointed, Gadgil Commission. LM Singhvi Commission. LM Singhvi Commission is a commission which recommended constitutional status to Panchayat Raj, LM Singhvi. And the first one is called, Balwant Rai Committee. Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, GVK Rao Committee, LM Singhvi Committee. So these are the committees appointed on Panchayat government. Each and every committee given certain recommendations, as we know that. Okay, and by 73rd Constitutional Amendment, Panchayat Raj was given the constitutional status. By 74th Constitutional Amendment, municipality was given the constitutional status. And by the 73rd Amendment, they added Part 9A for Panchayati, and they added Part B for municipality. Part B for municipality. Is it clear? Okay. Next, which of the following reflect the local self-government? Try to put a good word for this local self-government. Which of the following word suitable for that local self-government? Okay. So, unitary, delegation of power, democratic decentralization, direct democracy. So, choose a good word for local self-government. So, Mahalakshmi D, Siri 3, Venkat B. Of course, each and every word is suitable, but more is democratic decentralization. So, local self-government in the sense giving powers to lower level, and democratically we are giving lower powers, that is called democratic decentralization. It is not direct democracy, no. In direct democracy in the sense people directly participate, completely directly participate in the one. Okay, the answer is democratic decentralization. Next, so direct democracy is not there in India, direct democracy is there in Switzerland. When you talk about direct democracy, something you have to mention. The feature which are related to direct democracy. Direct democracy in the sense, whenever the government is taking decisions, important decisions, they will take the opinion of the people. That is we call it as a direct democracy. It is there in some areas of Switzerland. There are some words which are related to direct democracy. For example, plebiscite and referendum and recall. These are terms which are related to direct democracy. Plebiscite, referendum in the sense taking the opinion and before taking any decision by people. Recall means suppose today you elected one MLA, one MP for 5 years. Once you elect that person MP as MLA, for they are going to remain in the office of 5 years. We cannot remove. We can only vote for them. We can only elect them. But you cannot remove MLA. You cannot remove MP, even though they are doing wrong thing and even though they are not doing for the welfare of the people. So how can you cannot remove? But in the direct democracy there is a system called recall. Recall in the sense, if the MLA is not performing well, if the MP is not performing well, and those voters will go to election commission, they will sign a petition to remove that person. And if the majority people accept that, the person will be removed. That is called recall system. So these are things related to recall. In India, which democracy is there? Indirect democracy. In India we have representative democracy is there. Representative democracy is there. Okay, which jurisdiction covered under Article 131? Which jurisdiction covered under Article 131? You know about the Supreme Court? Supreme Court is having some powers. We called jurisdiction of Supreme Court. So under Article 131, which jurisdiction is covered? Original jurisdiction, advisory, appellate, writ jurisdiction. Venkat said A, original jurisdiction. Okay. Very simple straightforward question. So it is original jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction in the sense, see we have Supreme Court, we have High Court, we have District Court. In certain cases you can directly go to Supreme Court. In certain cases you have to go to only Supreme Court only. Suppose there is a conflict between center and state. If there is a conflict between center and state, you can go to Supreme Court only. If your fundamental rights are violated, you can go to Supreme Court only. If there is a dispute between state and state, you can go to Supreme Court only. So these are the issues which are directly come under Supreme Court and Supreme Court original jurisdiction. Advisory jurisdiction under Article 143. Under Article 143, the President of India can seek advice from Supreme Court Chief Justice. Whenever the bill is sent to President of India, he may get doubt. So he don't have any clarity about that bill, whether to give the assent or not. then immediately will call to Chief Justice of India. Hey, my dear Chief Justice of India, I have a doubt. Can you clarify? So whenever the President of India asks the doubt, Chief Justice of India, he can reply. But what are the answer given by Supreme Court? What are the advice given by Supreme Court? No need to follow by President of India. Next, appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction in the sense, suppose something a judgment given by district court, you are not satisfied, you can appeal to High Court. And in the High Court also judgment was given, you are not satisfied, you can go to Supreme Court in civil matter, in criminal matter, in constitutional matter. So that is called appellate jurisdiction. Next, writ jurisdiction. Whenever our fundamental rights are violated and the Supreme Court can issue writs, I hope you remember that. That is called habeas corpus, habeas corpus, and also mandamus, mandamus. Okay, habeas corpus, mandamus, and also quo warranto, quo warranto. Did you remember all these things? Habeas corpus, mandamus, quo warranto. These are all writs. These are all writs. Writs is also very, very important. There is a chance to ask the question. Next, which among the following not a member of Constient Assembly? Here 4 members names given. These are women. They are women. You know about the Constient Assembly? 4 members were given. Who is not a member of Constient Assembly? It is okay. There are very few members in Constituent Assembly. Actually, Ammu and Rajkumari and Dakshayani. Actually, I put a word here, Hajarat actually, Begum Hajarat. Begum is there, but not Begum Hajarat, Begum Aziz Rasul. Her full name is Begum Aziz Rasul. So I put intentionally Begum Hajarat, Hajarat Begum. Hajarat Begum, you can talk about Sipahi revolt. During Sipahi revolt in the Awadh, and she was revolted. Along with these people, you can see Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. So Vijay Lakshmi Pandit and also Durgabai Deshmukh, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, okay, and Sarojini Naidu garu, and Kamala garu. So Renuka Ray, and all these people are from members of Constituent Assembly. Now come to Constituent Assembly. Can anyone tell me Constituent Assembly total number of members? Constituent Assembly total number of members 389, and after independence it was reduced to 299. Okay, come to Constituent Assembly. The first meeting of Constituent Assembly done on December 9th. Second meeting December 11th. Third meeting December 13th. December 9th, the first meeting, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha elected as a temporary president. December 11th, second meeting, Babu Randhra Prasad as a permanent president. December 13th, Nehruji introduced objective resolution, and this objective resolution became the Preamble, which was approved in January 22nd, 1947. So 1946, all these things. 1946, December 13, objective resolution introduced by Nehru, okay, which laid the fundamental pillars of Constitution, which approved by Constituent Assembly January 26, 1947, and later became the Preamble. And also, now can anyone tell me, come to Constituent Assembly, and there are 2 people are there. One is called Babu Rajendra Prasad. Second one is called G.V. Mavalankar, regarding Constituent Assembly. Babu Rajendra Prasad is President of Constituent Assembly. G.V. Mavalankar is Speaker of Constituent Assembly. Because Constituent Assembly, nothing but Rajyanga Parishad, is having 2 responsibilities. It has to write the Constitution, it will act like a parliament also. Because by that time we don't have any parliament. We have to make laws, we have to take decisions about the government. So Constituent Assembly is having 2 responsibilities: to prepare the Constitution. Whenever it is prepared Constitution, Rajendra Prasad is there, and as a President of Constituent Assembly. Whenever they are discussing laws and everything, and G.V. Mavalankar will be there. And G.V. Mavalankar, even after independence also, the first Speaker of what we called Lok Sabha. And also B.N. Rao. B.N. Rao is the Constitutional Advisor. And who is drafting committee chairman? Ambedkar is the drafting committee chairman, and 1947 August 29th the drafting committee was created. And when the national flag was adopted, July 22nd, 1947, national flag was adopted. When the national anthem song was adopted, January 24, 1950, the last meeting of Constituent Assembly, the national song Vande Mataram, national anthem Janagana Man was adopted. On the same day, Babu Andhra Prasad was elected as the first president of independence of India. So these are things about the Constituent Assembly. And Gandhiji is not a member of Constituent Assembly. Patel, Ambedkar, all these people are members of Constituent Assembly. Okay, right. Last session, January 24, 1950. January 26 came into effect, and November 26, 1949, the Constitution was adopted. The Constitution was adopted, but the Constitution came into effect January 26, 1950. Totally 11 sessions. We contacted 60 countries and almost 64 lakhs amount invested. And our constitution symbol is called elephant. Elephant is our constitution symbol. So 2 years 11 months, everybody knows that those things may not ask in the examination. The dates are important. And who is the Vice President of Constituent Assembly? S.C. Mukherjee. S.C. Mukherjee and Krishnamachari. These are two Vice President of the Constituent Assembly. Okay, the declaration of illumination of Constitution done by. Very simple question, easy question. Constitution Day is November 26. November 26 is a Constitution Day. January 26 is a Republic Day. Okay, you know about the Constitution, whenever the Constitution is there is a design around the page, right? The design done by. Decoration illumination done by. Yes, the answer is very simple. Nandan Lal Bose. Nandan Lal Bose is the person. What about the Prem Bihari? Prem Bihari is the person who wrote the Constitution. The original Constitution was written by the Prem Bihari. He wrote this Constitution in the language of English and also Hindi. He is also called the calligrapher of Indian Constitution. The calligrapher of Indian Constitution, Prem Bihari. The Constitution page, the design decorated by and Prem Bihari. B.N. Rao is the constitutional advisor. G.V. Mavalankar is the first speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, which of the following article related to reservation? Here the multiple options are there. 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, all of this, none of this also. Which are the following articles related to reservation in the Constitution? Which are the following articles related to reservation? I said multiple options are there. All these are related to somewhere else reservation. All these articles are related to reservation. I said related to reservation. So Article 342A is talking about the President of India will take care about the socially economically backward people. Article 342A. Directly not talking about the reservation, but indirectly talking about the reservation. Article 342A. Article 340D, Article 343D. Article 243D is talking about the reservation for SC/ST women in the Panchayati Raj. Reservation for SC/ST women in the Panchayati Raj. Article 243T, it is talking about the reservation in the municipality. In the municipality we have, SC/ST women reservation municipality, that is also Gram Panchayati. And Article 330A, 332A, and these articles are talking about the reservation for SC and ST in the Lok Sabha and also Legislative Assembly of State. Article 330A, 332A, both articles talking about the reservation for SC and ST in the Lok Sabha, reservation for SC and ST in the Legislative Assembly of the state. So these four articles are directly related to reservation. Article 342 talking about the President of India concerned about socially economically backward people. And also one more thing, Article 15 Article 16 especially. Article 16, Article 15 also talking about the reservation, because Article 15 says that there shall not be discrimination by states in the grounds of caste like this only. But Article 15 talking about the government can provide special provisions. The government can provide special provisions to socially, economically, educationally backward people. Socially backward people, educational backward people, and economic weaker sections also there, that is EWS. So Article 15 also talking about reservation. Article 16 talking about the reservation in the employment. Whenever you are writing in the competitive examination in the public employment, there is a reservation, socially, economical backward people and economical weaker section. So Article 15, Article 16 also talking about the reservation. Next, in which case Supreme Court said preamble is part of the constitution? Here multiple answers are there. So Srikari Prasad case, Berubari Union case, LIC versus Union of India case, Keshananda Bharati case. In which case Supreme Court said preamble is part of the constitution? Okay. So no, not related. Berubari Union case in 1960. In 1960s, the government of India given certain territories to Pakistan. There is a territorial adjustment with Pakistan, and in that way some people went to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court too talked about this preamble, because preamble is the first page of constitution. Second page is talking about Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, Article 395 like this only. But this preamble is the first page. No articles are mentioned in the preamble. Now there is a doubt before the Supreme Court whether preamble is part of the constitution or not. In the Berubari Union case, Supreme Court said that preamble is not part of the constitution. Supreme Court said preamble is not part of the constitution. Later in 1973, Keshananda Bharati case. Keshananda Bharati case, Supreme Court said that yes, preamble is part of the constitution. Preamble part of the constitution, and a preamble can be amended. Preamble can be amended. Preamble is part of the constitution. But when the preamble, whatever the words mentioned in the preamble, suppose you are talking about the secular, you are talking about the socialism, some words mentioned in the preamble, and you cannot go to Supreme Court for the enforcement of preamble. No. So preamble is part of the constitution, but it cannot be enforceable in the Supreme Court. It cannot be enforceable in the court. Is it clear? Preamble can be amended. So now tell me, how many times preamble was amended? How many times preamble was amended? One more thing, in LIC case also Supreme Court same thing. Again it said that preamble is part of the constitution. So you have to remember three cases. First of all, Berubari Union case, Supreme Court said preamble is not part of the constitution. For the first time in Keshananda Bharati case, Supreme Court said it is part of the constitution, and LIC case also said same thing. So 42nd amendment, the Indira Gandhi ji amended this preamble. They added a word called to secular. So what are the words added through 42nd amendment? Can anyone tell me? Keshananda Bharati case 1973. Can anyone tell me what are the words added by 42nd amendment through preamble? I said one word, secular. Secular? No, sovereign word already there. No. Sovereign, democratic, sovereign, republic already there. Yes, secular, socialist, and integrity. These are three words added by 42nd amendment to preamble. Okay. Now you have to remember the words in order also. They'll ask the question. Sovereign, socialist, like sovereign, secular, socialist, you have to remember the words in order. Next, which of the following correctly matched? Multiple options are there. It can be all of this, it can be none of this also. So left side const amendment number was given, and right side that data was given. So this side number, this side data. Now first option, 99th const amendment talking about the Judicial Commission. 102nd amendment, backward commission. 103 amendment reservation to EWS, 104th amendment related to SC/ST reservation, 106th amendment women reservation local body. So now tell me, out of this all, which are the following, I can change the question here, which are the following not correctly matched. Now I am changing the question, out of all these amendments, which are the following not correctly matched, not correctly matched. Venkat said all are correct. Yes, sometime as a student will make a mistake by not reading the statement clearly or not reading the statement completely. In a hurry manner, we read the statement in a fast forward manner. That's why you said and all of this, all of this, all of this. No. So now the answer is, it is right, it is right, it is right, it is right. It is also right but not right. That's why I mentioned here local body. So you saw that 106, you saw women reservation, straight away you said that it is right only. No, women reservation in local body, that is what intentionally I mentioned this, because in examination we are going to make this mistake in a fast manner. You are going to read the options, so please avoid it. Okay, right. So 99th amendment talking about National Judicial Appointment Commission, where the judges will be appointed by and Special Judicial Commission. This was struck down by Supreme Court. So Supreme Court declared this law as null and void. Later 100th amendment, 100th Const Amendment, it is talking about India-Bangladesh border issue. India-Bangladesh border exchange of territories, 100 year. 102, and it is talking about the National Backward Commission, that is called BC Commission, National Backward Commission. And 103, it is talking about the reservation to EWS, reservation to EWS. And 104 talking about the reservation for SC and ST. You know that in the Lok Sabha, in the State Legislative Assembly, there is a reservation for SC, ST, reservation for SC and ST. In the original constitution, the reservation for SC and ST in the Lok Sabha in the Assembly was given for only 10 years, only 10 years only. Now it is every 10 years it is extending. So by this 104 Constitutional Amendment, we extended ST's reservation for 2030. So till 2030, there is SC/ST reservation in Lok Sabha and Assembly. And in 2030 again they are going to extend for 10 years. One more thing, through this 104 Constitutional Amendment, they removed one thing called Anglo-Indian community. What is that? Anglo-Indian community was removed. You know, as per President of India nominate 2 Anglo-Indian to Lok Sabha, and state governor nominate 1 Anglo-Indian to Legislative Assembly. So by this 104 Constitutional Amendment, this concept was removed. This concept was removed. Now there is no concept of nominating Anglo-Indian to Lok Sabha, Anglo-Indian to Legislative Assembly of state. That's it. And 106 Amendment talking about the women reservation, but not in local body. Okay. Okay, there is a question about the women reservation bill. Don't worry. Next, find incorrectly matched. Find incorrectly matched. Left side, Finance to Staff Committee, Babu Randra Prasad, and Credential Committee, Alladi Krishna Swamy Iyer, House Committee, Pattabi Sitaramaya, Order of Business Committee, K.M. Munshi, National Flag Committee, Venkaya. Find out incorrectly matched. Find out incorrectly matched. Okay, let me tell you. Right. You can guess the answer very easily, because National Flag Committee. See, National Flag designed by Pingal Venkaya. National Flag designed by Pingal Venkaya, but National Flag by committee by who? Babu Rajendra Prasad. Babu Rajendra Prasad is the head of the National Flag Committee, but National Flag prepared by Pingal Venkaya. And when talking about the national flag, we have certain questions are there. As per Indian history, if you are talking about Indian history, in 1906 or 1907, Madam Bikaji Kama Rustum, she was the first Indian who unfurled flag on foreign soil. Madam Bikaji Kama Rustum, she went to Germany, where she was unfurled for the first time an Indian flag on the foreign soil. That is one, you have to be remember. And later, we prepared a flag in 1919, 1920, where the Charaka was there in the center. Later, Pingal Venkaya Garu. In 1921, during the non-cooperation movement, in 1921, a meeting was happened in Andhra Pradesh state Vijayawada, where Gandhiji asked Pingal Venkaya to prepare a flag. The next to 1929, December, on the banks of Lahore, the Jawaharlal Nehru for the first time unfurled the independence flag on the banks of Ravi River. So 1929 December 31st, on the banks of Ravi River, Jawaharlal Nehru ji unfurled for the first time a national flag on the banks of Ravi River, where he demanded the Purna Swaraj. And July 22, 1947, and we adopted, the Constient Assembly adopted the present national flag. Is it clear? Next, arrange the following states in order based on their establishment. Very simple question, but I am leaving to you only. Try to give the answer. Arrange the following state in order based on their establishment. So this kind of question can be expected in any competitive examination, right? So Haryana, Pondicherry, Goa, Nagaland, Sikkim. Arrange it. Nagaland 1963. Am I right? Pondicherry, of course 1961, but everything was done in 1962. What about Haryana? What about Goa? What about Sikkim? Very simple question. Goa 1987. What about Haryana? What about Sikkim? So try to give the answer. Very simple question. One, 4, 5, 2, 3. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. Goa 1997, okay. What about Haryana? Gujarat 1960. Gujarat 1960. Gujarat. 1960 Gujarat. Then after that Nagaland 1963 only. Haryana 1966. What about Sikkim? 1970. Last one. Okay. Which of the following states mentioned in the fifth schedule? Which of the following states mentioned in the fifth schedule? Fifth schedule. Yeah, that's why I asked. Sikkim 1975. Sikkim 1975. Okay. Now you know the fifth schedule. Fifth schedule, which state was mentioned? Fifth schedule, sixth schedule, both are talking about administration of scheduled areas, not only scheduled areas but also tribal areas. So, as per fifth schedule, President of India can declare any area as a scheduled area. So, in how many states the scheduled areas were there? That means how many states are mentioned in the fifth schedule? The options are given: Manipur, Telangana, Gujarat, Maharashtra. Multiple options. Okay, you should remember very simple manner. Sixth schedule talking about scheduled areas. Special states are there. That is called Assam, Tripura, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Meghalaya. Specially tribal states are there. And fifth schedule talking about these things: Maharashtra, Gujarat, Telangana, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, all these states are there. Okay, come to schedules. As you aware of that, come to schedule. The first schedule talking about the names and list of the states, second schedule talking about the oath and affirmation, third schedule talking about the salaries, third schedule talking about the oath, fourth schedule talking about the Rajya Sabha seats, fifth schedule talking about the schedule area, sixth schedule talking about the scheduled tribal area special states, seventh schedule talking about the division of powers list, central list, state list, congruent list, eighth schedule talking about the official languages, ninth schedule talking about the land reforms, 10th schedule talking about the anti-defection law, and 11th schedule talking about the Panchayat Raj, 12th schedule talking about the municipality. 9th schedule was added by first Constitutional Amendment, 10th schedule was added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment, 11th schedule was added by 73rd Amendment, 12th schedule was added by 74th Amendment. Okay, this is what you have to be remembered in an easy way, everybody knows that. Okay. Now find the false statement about Constitutional Amendment Act 106. That is nothing but called Women Reservation Bill. So already this question was asked in UPSC prelims exam. Now we can expect in other exams also. 106th Amendment related to Women Reservation passed by Parliament with a special session 2023. Okay. 1/3 of all seats for women in Lok Sabha, state legislature, assemblies and Delhi and Pondicherry UT endures 15 years period. Okay. Rotation of seats after each delimitation, seats will be rotated. Inserted article 330A, 332A, 239AA and 334A. Yes, Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, Meghalaya, ATM. So which of the following is a false statement? Yes, it is true, these articles are inserted. Yes, after each delimitation, seats are going to be rotation. Here the valid of this reservation is 15 years only. Women reservation is valid for 15 years only, but again they can continue. Next one, 1/3 seats for reserved for only Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha, only Lok Sabha, only state legislative assemblies, only Delhi, but here Pondicherry also mentioned. Remember that the women reservation is applicable to only Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly and Delhi legislative assembly only. Okay, not in local body, not in Rajya Sabha, not in legislative council. Is it clear? 1/3 seats valid for only 15 years only. After each delimitation is going to be changed, we can extend after 15 years also. These are the articles which are inserted. Is it clear? 33% reservation, including SC/ST reservation also. Okay, come to Women Reservation Bill. Earlier many people tried about Women Reservation Bill. For the first time, 81st Constitutional Amendment introduced in September 1996. So VP Singh was the first Prime Minister who tried to introduce this bill. Okay, the next referred to Joint Parliamentary Committee. In 1998 also they introduced. Again 1999, 2002, 2003 also introduced, and 2008 also they introduced. Next, which of the following statement is false about money bill? Which of the following statement is false about money bill? Which of the following statement is false about money bill? Abolition and imposition of tax. Yes, right. Rajya Sabha can recommend amendments, and it should be passed by both of the houses. President can accept and withhold the bill. So which of the following statement is false about the money bill? First, so make the answer. Not both houses. Can Rajya Sabha recommend amendments? Is it right? Is it correct? Okay. So imposition of abolition of tax, recommend not both houses, it is not compulsory. If the Rajya Sabha is not able to pass the bill, don't worry, Lok Sabha will pass the bill and the President can accept withhold. So usually bill will be introduced in the first only Lok Sabha, bill will be introduced in the Lok Sabha, then the bill will be sent to the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can accept but cannot reject, Rajya Sabha cannot reject, cannot amend. It can recommend amendment but it cannot amend. Okay, can accept only, cannot reject, cannot amend. It should be written within 14 days only. So irrespective of Rajya Sabha opinion, Lok Sabha will send the bill to the President of India. President of India can accept, withhold. President of India cannot send for reconsideration. President of India cannot send for reconsideration. President of India even cannot reject also. Next, which of the following statement is false about Financial Bill 2? Which of the following statement is true regarding Financial Bill 2? You know, regarding there are three bills are there. One is called Money Bill, Financial Bill 1 and Financial Bill 2. I am talking about Financial Bill 2. If it is a Money Bill case, that should be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. Everybody knows that. But come to Financial Bill 2. Provisions involving him from Consolidated Fund of India. What is Consolidated Fund of India? All the revenues, all the borrowings will be credited into Consolidated Fund of India only. And introduced only in Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha can amend or reject. President can return it for reconsideration. Which of the following statement is true regarding Financial Bill 2? So Financial Bill 2 is not like a money bill. Remember that. Financial Bill 2 most like ordinary bill only. So Financial Bill 2, yes, true statement. Introduced only in Lok Sabha, no, it is wrong. It can be introduced in Lok Sabha or it can be introduced in the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can be amended, rejected and President can return for reconsideration. Yes, it is also correct. Clear? Financial Bill 2. There is a provision of joint session. Usually how many bills are there? For example, ordinary bill is there and money bill is there and financial bill is there and constitutional amendment bill is there. Now tell me which bill, for which bill there is a deadlock, there is a provision of joint session, there is a provision of joint session for ordinary bill. For money bill there is no joint session. For Financial Bill 2 there is a joint session. For constitutional amendment there is no joint session. So President as per Article 108, President asks Article 108, he can go for joint session of Parliament. So only for ordinary bill, only for Financial Bill 2 and not for any other bill. Next, which among the following cannot preside over joint sitting of Parliament? Joint sitting of Parliament. So, for example, whenever we send bill to ordinary bill to, for example, Lok Sabha is accepted, Rajya Sabha, for example, Rajya Sabha rejected. Suppose Rajya Sabha withhold for 6 months. You know that whenever a bill sent by Lok Sabha sent to Rajya Sabha should give response within 6 months. For ordinary bill, for constitutional amendment bill, Rajya Sabha can stop the bill, withhold the bill for maximum 6 months. So whenever ordinary bill sent to Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha sent bill to Rajya Sabha, if the Rajya Sabha is rejected, Rajya Sabha is not agreed, Rajya Sabha withhold for 6 months, then you go for joint session under Article 108. Under Article 108, joint session will happen. Joint session means Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha together they will go for vote. Till now only 3 times joint parliament session was happened. So who cannot preside over this joint parliament session? So speaker, if the speaker is absent, deputy speaker. The deputy speaker is absent and chairman, but not the Rajya Sabha chairman. Not the Rajya Sabha chairman. So Rajya Sabha chairman cannot be preside over the joint session of Parliament. Next, find incorrectly matched. 61st amendment about vote, 77th amendment SCS reservation, 87th amendment about 2001 census, 92nd amendment languages. No, joint session in the sense whenever there is a dispute between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Suppose a bill joint session, no, don't think that about the joint session, no. Joint session means Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha together will vote for a bill. That is called joint session. Every year we have 3 parliament sessions are there. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. We are not talking about that. Joint session. Usually Lok Sabha will vote individually. Rajya Sabha will vote individually. Both houses together will vote for a bill that we called as a joint session of parliament. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha together in one house, they will go for voting. We called as a joint session. That happened only 3 times only. So find incorrectly matched amendment. All are right. All are right. Next, in which case Supreme Court said national emergency can be challenged in the court of law. You know, under Article 352, the President of India can impose national emergency on the grounds of war, on the grounds of external aggression, on the grounds of armed rebellion. Okay, the President of India imposed national emergency on the advice of cabinet. So under Article 352, President of India imposed national emergency on the advice of cabinet if there is a war, if there is external aggression, if there is a armed rebellion. So in one case, Supreme Court said that whatever happened during national emergency, the people can come to court, people can challenge the national emergency laws, because during the emergency, the parliament will make certain laws. Indira Gandhi amended the constitution. She said that whatever the laws made by parliament during emergency cannot be challenged. But Supreme Court in one famous case said that people can come to Supreme Court, people can challenge the emergency laws. In which case? That is called Minerva Mills case. Minerva Mills case. No, not Keshananda Bharati, not Golaknath, not Shankar Prasad, in Minerva Mills case. Okay, right. So everybody knows that President of India can proclaim 3 types of emergency. So Article 352, Article 356, Article 360. Okay, right. Under Article 352, 3 reasons I told you. 3 reasons. It is called war and external aggression and armed rebellion. Only till now 3 times national emergency imposed. 3 times. During Indo-China war by Nehru time, and 1971 Indo-Pakistan war Indira Gandhi, 1975 Indira Gandhi and internal disturbance. Article 356 imposed in states. This introduced more than 100 times. Till now only in Telangana, Chhattisgarh national presidential rule was not imposed. Article 360 talking about the financial emergency. So till now financial emergency is not imposed. Till now national emergency is imposed 3 times. Till now more than 100 times the presidential rule or state emergency was imposed in many number of states under Article 356. Whenever emergency is imposed, all these emergencies approved by Parliament compulsory. The national emergency can be continued for any number of times, any number of years. Presidential rule maximum 3 years only. Next, right to privacy mentioned in written, right to privacy mentioned in the Constitution. I am talking about right to privacy mentioned in the Constitution. A, fundamental rights, B, DPSP, fundamental duties, nowhere mentioned in the Constitution. Actually, right to privacy is a fundamental right. Who said? Supreme Court said. Supreme Court said right to privacy is a fundamental right. But in written, nowhere mentioned in the Constitution. Many things are not part of Constitution, not mentioned in the Constitution, but in most of the time, Supreme Court given judgment that these are also fundamental rights. So right to privacy is also fundamental right, but not mentioned in the Constitution. It is there as per Supreme Court judgment. Find out false statement about national emergency. Find out false about national emergency. Should be approved by Parliament within 1 month, right? And fundamental rights Article 19 automatically suspended, right? Whenever national emergency is imposed, Article 19 automatically suspended. Right to freedom of speech, right to move anywhere, right to reside anywhere, right to form association, okay, all these things are suspended. Revoke resolution can be passed by only Lok Sabha. Whenever the emergency want to be revoked, only simple resolution passed by Lok Sabha only. State assembly can be suspended. No need to suspend any state assembly. No need to suspend. That's it. So these are things about the polity. Okay, we'll meet again with the next session. where I will try to cover more number of chapters and more number of questions. Okay. Most of the questions, in RRB JE examination, you cannot expect a difficult question, very difficult question you cannot expect. You can expect some direct questions only, but doesn't mean that you are going to neglect it. Anyhow, the preparation of polity is useful for many central examination. This session is also useful for other examinations also, SSCGL, CHSL, RRB NTPC, RRB JE, SSC JE, any examination you are writing at central level, state level, and these questions are useful. This session is useful. Even next sessions also very useful for all competitive examination. Okay. So, in the next session I will try to cover at least 2 questions from each and every chapter, so that it is going to revision of total polity. It is going to revision of total polity in the next session, where I will try to cover from preamble to, and the next one is called the last chapter. Whatever the last chapter is there, I will try to cover, like fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSP, the president, the vice president, the parliament session. Of course, today also I try to bring all the things in order. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. We will meet you again. Good night.